Brooklyn Park store is back open after a shooting inside the business Thursday. According to Brooklyn Park police, officers responded to reports of a shooting on Thursday at the Quick African Market on Brookdale Drive. Police say 2 men fired shots at each other while inside the store. 1 man was struck. Police arrested him as he was released from the hospital. Police are still searching for a second suspect. This isn't the first shooting at that market. A teenager was fatally shot outside the business in May. A strike at a Plymouth auto parts plant is now on its 2nd month. It's part of the nationwide United Auto Workers strike involving the big 3 automakers. As Delane Cleveland reports, as that strike continues, workers say they'll do what it takes to get a fair contract.
Saturday starts our 5th week.
Outside the Plymouth headquarters of Stellantis,
We supply the dealers, the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealers.
members of United Auto Workers Local 125 have gathered over the last 5 weeks to strike against the nation's big 3 automakers.
I think it was 6 years we went without a raise. So yeah, it's just, we just never kept up with inflation.
John Conselman has worked at this auto parts distribution center for 26 years. But he's out here picketing for the younger employees.
People fought for us, and we're just here fighting for the next generation. They're entitled to, these companies make enough money, they're entitled to have a career like it was when we started.
Workers here want cost of living increases, and they're arguing against a 2-tier wage system, which pays newer hires at less than half the wages of longtime staff for the same work. However, there's no end to the strike in sight.
We just went and bought 2 ice fishing houses. We're just setting them up today because the nights are getting colder, and if we're out here in December and January, we're just getting prepared.
The hope is that the strike won't last that long. But after nearly 5 weeks on the picket line, they're bracing for the long haul.
Yeah, we all feel bad. I mean, we all want to go back to work, but we're going to stay out here as long as we can.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
A New Hope Canine team is actually top dog. They won the National Patrol Case of the Year award from the United States Police Canine Association. Sergeant Miguel Robles and Canine Drago received the national honor for helping arrest a suspect. That suspect had fled the scene of a crash following a police pursuit and fired shots at a different officer. Sergeant Robles has been with the New Hope Police Department since 2007. He now oversees the department's canine division. Hidden between suburban neighborhoods is a small piece of Plymouth's rural past. I spoke with club members to learn what Silver Buckle Saddle Club means to them and what's next. Beyond the sprawling suburban neighborhoods. A Wednesday evening in one pocket of Plymouth is never quiet.
They set up a little bit of an obstacle course, get the horses working on things to help them be less scared, get them more desensitized.
Where generations kick up the dirt between the hills at Silver Buckle Saddle Club.
All of our memories are sitting on that hill as a family and watching the shows.
I used to ride my horse down 47. You would never catch me doing that now. I mean, Lawndale was a dirt road. Vicksburg was a dirt road.
Jenny Woods joined the club in the 90s.
This is my childhood, like your friends that cheer you on.
And Annie Mickelson in the early 2000s.
This was kind of like a little slice of old Plymouth. You'd come here and it would still feel the same, like it was horse country again.
At Silver Buckle, club members found a place to practice, compete, and bond.
This ground holds so much sentimental attachment, so just that.
It's a love that spans generations.
My whole family used to rodeo ride.
Tina Quilling's grandpa settled at this spot on the northwest corner of Plymouth in 1973.
I grew up then. We moved where all these houses are. I had a farm there with my mom, and my grandpa and grandma lived through the woods.
But the landscape is changing.
For the last 15 years, we of the Saddle Club has made the decision that we were going to do everything possible to stay here.
Annie says yearly taxes have now climbed to nearly $10,000. It's too much, and the club can't keep up.
Someone offered to buy Silver Buckle, and we accepted their offer.
In selling to developers, the club is tying up a chapter.
I think a lot of the members grew up loving horses, and they found friends that had the same passion.
Annie says it's bittersweet.
It made it like a really special place to be, is like share your love with people who had the same love.
But it's not the end of the ride.
The legacy carries on.
Hopefully, in the form of a new spot for Silver Buckle.
Our new place, I'm sure, will be just as nice, but we're all going to miss the hill.
That leaves behind 50 years of history to start traditions for generations to come. Silver Buckle's final show is coming up this Saturday. After that, board members will look for a place to relocate within 20 minutes of Plymouth. The Northwest Metro will soon gain 2 new childcare options in Crystal and Maple Grove. The Crystal City Council gave the go-ahead to New Horizon Academy to build a new facility in an office building on 57th Avenue. The child care center will have room for nearly 200 children and 29 employees. Crystal Mayor Jim Adams called the new development a, quote, huge improvement to that area. Meanwhile, the Maple Grove City Council also approved plans for a new child care facility. Little Explorers Child Care is planned for construction on 2 vacant parking lots near Wedgwood Road and 67th Avenue North. The 15,000 square foot building will have 10 classrooms and 3 fenced-in play areas. It'll also have an indoor sport court and room for almost 200 children. State business leaders are honoring a Brooklyn Park Elementary School for helping students make gains in reading. Monroe Elementary School received this year's Minnesota's Future Award from the Minnesota Business Partnership that recognizes high-performing schools that overcome challenges. Monroe is a diverse school. 28% are English language learners, while 54% of the school's students live below the poverty line. Despite those challenges, the school's 4th graders saw an 18% rise in reading proficiency. 5th graders made a 25% jump.